Vice was directed by... Was it written as well? Vice was directed and written by Adam McKay and it stars Christian Bale as Dick Cheney, Amy Adams, Sam Rockwell, and Steve Carell. The film follows the story of Dick Cheney, an unassuming bureaucratic Washington insider who quietly wielded immense power as the vice president to George W. Bush, reshaping the country in ways that we still feel today, so it's actually a pretty good time to get this film. Now, first of all, let me apologize for this review to be only uploaded now, as the Oscars are already this Sunday, because I actually watched this film about a month ago with some friends here at home, and I was really excited for this film because I'm a huge fan of Adam McKay. I think Cheney is a fascinating figure to have a film about him, and of course Christian Bale is a very transformative actor who always delivers in his performances, and in this film that stays true. The performances all around are fantastic. Steve Carell offers a really incredibly dramatic performance with his sprinkles of humor that only Steve Carell can provide. Sam Rockwell is a perfect caricature of George W. Bush, and I say caricature not in a demeaning way. I believe that the way he portrayed Bush was the way he was asked to portray him, and it fits really well. And Amy Adams as well is excellent as Lynn Cheney, but of course who steals the movie is the centerpiece, is Christian Bale as Dick Cheney. This dude doesn't let up. He offers an immensely layered performance that lets us take a look at who Cheney was as a man, as a politician, as someone who wielded as many jobs within the government as he did, and as someone who basically played chess with life and with the power he had. The film spans a lot of years, and we do take a look at how Cheney evolved as a bureaucrat and as a man within the government, the good moves he made, the bad moves he made, and he made a lot of them, and we also take a glimpse at his family life. The film does break the fourth wall here and there, which is not absolutely strange because this is Adam McKay, so I entered into this film expecting a very different biopic than a normal one. But the best thing this movie does is it lets us take a look at how the American man and woman looked and saw Dick Cheney in each and every important power move that he made. The most interesting thing in this film is how it utilizes narration from a specific person. I don't want to dive a lot into it, but Jesse Plemons provides the narration for a lot of this film. And at first, I really didn't know where they were going with this. Honestly, I felt it was unnecessary. But at one point, it clicks, and it makes everything make sense. So, especially this narration, I think it gives a lot to the film, and I think it enhances it on a second watch. That being said, those are my positives about the film. The performances, the utilization of narration, and the very different style that it has because it is Adam McKay. The film in general, I thought it was okay. My biggest problem with this film is that it feels very disjointed and very unfocused. We do get to take a look at Cheney. We do get to see where he started, where he ended up, how he ended up there, but it all feels so unfocused. It all feels so highlighted. Hey, he was here, now he's here, take a look at this, isn't that cool, blah blah blah. And that's the style of Adam McKay. He tries to invigorate a lot of his energy into this film, much like the energy he had in The Big Short, but this film doesn't really need that energy. This film doesn't really need that dynamic of jumping back and forth and here and there and making it feel entertaining. It doesn't go as wild as The Big Short does, which I'm glad because that would have hurt the film even more. But the film feels so unfocused because we do see a lot of perspectives. The perspective of the American people. We see a lot of people commenting on Cheney and the power moves he was making, but the one thing that was missing in this film, beyond the American people, Lynn Cheney, Ron Rumsfeld, George W. Bush, but we don't get to see Cheney's perspective. We always get to be the fly on the wall, which is interesting, but it doesn't allow this film to truly become a character piece. We observe what we already knew about Cheney. We start this film with the notion given to us by Adam McKay, writer and director, that Cheney's decisions were overall bad. They damaged a lot within and out of the American government, and the repercussions of those decisions are still felt today. So we enter into this film with that notion. And by the end of the film, we have the same notion. There are moments where you get to observe Chaney with his family, and we see that all of them are human beings, but not Chaney. And sure, that was a point to show that he is really not like anyone else. That shows the man who was in power. But at the same time, you already knew that entering the film, so the film doesn't really provide anything new. Now, it's interesting that I'm reviewing this film right now because when I saw it, the nominations for the Academy Awards hadn't still come out. Now they have. And I do have to share with you guys that I don't think this film belongs in the Best Picture category whatsoever, and much less in the Best Editing category. The editing was all over the place. Much like the focus on this film, the editing is just bad. It's bad editing. I'm sorry, the film doesn't come together. It feels like it's fragmented into pieces, and they just jumbled these pieces together to make the 2 hour and 10 minutes runtime, however long this film is. It's an interesting observation of the man and the power he wielded, but we don't get to learn a lot that we didn't already know going into this film. I think the performances are absolutely superb, and all of them, except Sam Rockwell, who wasn't in this film a lot, deserve the nominations they got, especially Christian Bale. I think the film looks great. I think it's an interesting observation, but I would much rather see a documentary if this is the format that they presented it in. I have to give Vice a C+. Now guys, what did you think of Vice? Because I know I'm in the minority, so let me know how this film hit you, because I want to know why people like it so much, and I can't wait to see your comments and share more opinions with you. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. I still have to review Mirai before the Oscars on Sunday, and on Saturday I will have a live stream Oscars preview for the first time. I hope to see you there. So until those videos, stay beautiful, stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and click the bell so we can be geeky united!